Hello, housemates, and welcome back to Planescape Torment on the River Lethe. We're going to go into this hut here. We're going to basically just try and do some side quests today to get XP so that we can get our mage level above our fighter level and start progressing for real. So we talked to Marrowfriend and got ourselves a nice ring. We had to let him bite chunks off of us, and then we had to bite a chunk of ourselves to get it, but, you know, small price to pay, right?
Done.
We're going here. It's a portal. And we're going to get trapped. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. There's some fucking garbage in here. You will want to carry around a piece of junk with you when you are dealing with the quest with Farad, because it's a key to a portal that you'll need to get to. So basically, you just have to... You can't get out of here.
Done.
You're going to walk around and be like, oh no, the game is bugged, but you actually just have to wait a certain amount of time and then something will happen. And here we go. I should have rested so I had spells. Unlike the other collectors you've seen, the robe on this one seemed to be of fine quality. Ah, another debtor has come to visit us. Please excuse the mess. My colleagues haven't had time to tidy up. There's no way out. Oh, why sure there is. The door is right over there, but you need one of these to activate the portal. He holds up what appears to be a small glass bead. Come, let us talk price. I'm listening. Simple. You pay my comrades and me 100 coppers. I give you the key to the portal. What if I don't want to pay? Then, my friends and I will just have to sell your body to the dustman. Either way, we get paid. I think I'll kill you instead. Alright, so it pays to focus on this dude here. Flask. So, Dakon should have some spells memorized already. And then...
What's up?
Morte can distract this dude.
Imbecile.
And then you have to make sure to remember to tell your people to...
I'm hurt.
Oh, I'm getting fucked up here. So we killed the one dude. Who's a spellcaster.
I'm hurt.
God.
Damn it.
I'm hurt.
Okay, just go away, you useless bastard.
Yeah? Did you see that?
Done.
See that you know, I am a mage, so I am a bit fragile. Let's see, I don't have any other healing item. Oh yes, I do.
I'm wounded. Die.
Alas.
Oh,
poor
stupid
Dakon.
Dakon. Alright, well, not a big problem. As long as you don't die, it's not bad. Remember, we got a raised dead ability from talking to Dayanara. One thing that you have to remember is that when your comrades die, they drop their inventory. I don't think Dakon had very much. But you definitely need to remember that, or else you can leave behind a whole bunch of good stuff.
Huh?
All right.
Done.
When you resurrect someone, they come back with like 1 hit point. Alright, so this is a spell scroll. You can give that to the nameless one, and then he can memorize that spell.
It's in my spell book.
And so now we activate this little pearl thing to get out of here. You see a small, fragile glass bead. Peering inside the bead, you see colorful mists swirling about. Crush it! And there's our portal. And now the Nameless One will break the lock on the door so that no one else can get lured into that portal because they'd be totally stuck forever.
All right.
Alright, so that's a little bit of XP. Now let's go do some other things. We have some side quests. We can go get the beads for Porphyron. Oh wait, I should go back and rest first so that I'm not half dead. And I should set up my spell memorization. Okay, so to do that, you click on the spell book over here. You can see I have 6 slots already at level 1 because of my super high intelligence. Identify is something that I wouldn't put in regularly. From time to time, you'll want to use it. It's better to collect Charms of Infinite Recall. What you do is you eat one of those, and then you pause the game, and you can just identify everything in your inventory, because they don't last very long, the bonus, but as long as the game's time isn't progressing, you can just know what everything is. So, I'm just gonna... The Scripture of Steel is a buff to everyone around you. Submerge the Will is when you get hit, the attacker takes damage. Vilkar's Eye is a debuff to enemies. And then Chromatic Orb is an attack spell. Do that. You'll notice that they're grayed out. That means we can't currently use them until we rest. We have a couple spells at this level. So I will get 1d4 plus 1 points of strength if I cast this on myself. This does acid damage. That's pretty good. We have 1 3rd level spell and 1 3rd level slot, and no 4th level ones yet. We can also do Dakon spells.
I don't trust the gift. I say we leave him behind.
I'm just gonna make it so that he has the. This is basically Magic Missile, so he'll have 2 of those. So now we can talk to Mebeth and then rest. I'm gonna need some healing, please. Mebeth nods. Very well then. She reaches for one of the dried herbs at her belt, snaps it off at the stalk, then grinds it in her calloused palms. Small wisps of dust and pollen rise from her hands. Then she mumbles to herself and blows the dust into the air.
Updated my journal.
The gray pollen swirls around the room, blanketing you and your companions. You breathe deeply, and less than a moment later, you feel strangely refreshed. Thanks, Mebeth. Before I go, I had some other questions for you. Could I rest here? She nods. Of course, child. I have a mess of blankets in the corner that would serve. That would be fine, thank you. So, it's important to note that Mebeth's healing is free. You awake, feeling refreshed. Mebeth is puttering around the hut, but she turns when she hears you stir. Awake, are ye? Ye slept like the dead, she smiles. Do no dreams stir in your head? You know, I didn't have any dreams at all. Mebeth shrugs. Nothing odd about that. Most dreams are shy. They fly when the sleeper's lid's open. No, but it doesn't feel like I forgot them. I don't think I dreamed anything. It feels wrong. Mebeth chews that over, then shrugs. Dreams can make men great, but they have laid low just as many. Mayhap you're better off without them nettling ya. Maybe, but I don't think so.
Updated my journal.
Mebeth snorts. Well, dreams or no, I'm not one to change the nature of a man. Have ye slept enough? I think so. Better be on my way. Farewell. That's actually a dialogue that's not in the vanilla version of the game. So that's interesting and new. Okay, so now you can see we're at full health. Because we got healed for free. That's important to remember. Mebeth will always heal you for free. And so if you can bother coming all the way back here, it's worth your time to do so. Okay, so we're going to go into here. This is the Phwop house, because we can get a side quest here. You see a short, balding man standing in what serves as the foyer for this ramshackle flophouse. His bushy brows are furrowed in concentration as he picks at what appear to be the scabs on his large, bulbous nose. Greetings. The man doesn't bother to look up. Instead, he continues to stare cross-eyed down at his nose. Yeah? What do you want? Could I rest here? Sure you can, Burke, if you got the jink for it. Nobody puts up here for free, except old Nestor over there, and that's only 'cause he's so addle-coved enough that I don't mess with him. Tell me about this Nestor. Nestor's that barmy old sod in the corner over there. He hikes a thumb over his shoulder toward the back of the room. Watch your step around him, Burke. He's not right in the head, always ratting his bone box about his fork and all. I wish someone would do us all a favor and gets rid of him. Well, why don't you get rid of him yourself? You don't think I've tried? I have. And look what it gets me for the effort. He leans his face forward and points at the bleeding scabs on his nose. A barmy sod nearly bit me nose off. I could get rid of him for you. I tell you what, Cutter. If you can get rid of him for me, you can stay here for free as often as you like. Deal? Fair enough. I'll do it.
Updated my journal.
Well then, don't just stand around gawking. Gets to it. He immediately returns to his scab picking. Can't you see I'm a busy man? Gross, dude. So here's Nestor. You see an aging man in soiled and tattered clothes frantically pacing in the corner. His shock of filthy white hair sticks out in every direction, and his face, encrusted with dirt and streaks of dried blood, is covered with gray stubble. Every few seconds, he stops pacing and flails about suddenly, muttering and cursing as if assaulted by some unseen foe. He does not seem to notice your approach. Greetings. At the sound of your voice, the old loon whirls about to face you, his wide, staring eyes bulging in their sockets. He regards you for a brief moment, then returns to his raving. No, 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 it's not you, ho-ho, but soon, yes, soon. Are you the one they call Nestor? The old man seems oblivious to your presence. Ho, 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 you'll come, yes, you'll come, and Nestor will be waiting. Are you all right? No! Nestor's face turns beet red and his whole body shakes in protest. My fork! Can't leave without my fork. Ho, ho, fork, fork, fork. Your fork. Fork, fork, fork! Can't go home without my fork. Nestor's frenzy reaches a violent crescendo. He begins hopping up and down maniacally, then suddenly stops, lowers his head, and runs headlong into a large wooden cupboard that stands against the back wall of the flophouse. The force of the impact knocks the old man flat on his back. After a few seconds, he stands back up, a dazed expression on his face. Gone. Stolen. Can't go home without my fork. Stolen, you say? Who took your fork? Nestor stares at you for a long moment, then begins rummaging through the pockets of his filthy tunic. After a few seconds, he produces what appears to be a dismembered ear. Judging by the stench and color of the ear, you'd wager that the old loon has been toting it around in his pocket for some time. You have my fork, don't you? Don't you, ho-ho? He holds the ear close, as if speaking to it. Bring back my fork! If I can find your fork, will you leave? Waiting, ho-ho. He shakes the ear violently as he shouts into it. Until you bring it back, then I can go home. Right. I'll try and find your fork then. Farewell.
Updated my journal.
So, crazy man had his fork stolen and bit someone's ear off. Now, helpfully, you go around here. There's a guy standing around whose name is One Ear. So, that's a clue. You see a shady-looking fellow standing before you, picking his teeth with what appears to be a tiny metal fork. His chest is covered by a patchwork armor adorned with large spikes, and a long knife hangs at his side. You notice he is missing his right ear. Greetings.
Updated my journal.
He regards you coolly from the shadows, as if sizing you up. I said greetings. What's the matter? Your other ear not working? The one-eared tiefling scowls at you, threatening. Pike off, Burke, or I'll have your guts for garters. So tiefling is a, fiend touch. They're not half demons. They're, some random amount of demon blood, like planes touched people. Oh, if it's garters you're after, I just happen to have a pair. Your mother left them in my bed last night. You sure do have a sharp tongue, Burke. I think I'll cut it out and feed it to you. He lunges at you, his knife leading the way. Fuck that. Time to die. After our last performance, I'm not going to stand right next to this guy.
What? Sure, why not?
In Phwop's name.
Chromatic Orb is pretty good. It can do, I mean, we could read the description, but it can do a variety of effects.
Damn it.
So you can see this guy's pretty tough.
Damn.
Oh, I know why I'm not actually using my knife. That's part of the problem here. Oops. Alright, he's dead.
Right.
And we get a fork. So we just take this on back to old crazy Nestor. The old man stops his frantic pacing and glances at you nervously. Fork? 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 Can't go home without my fork. Is this the fork you speak of? Nestor hastily snatches up the fork. My fork! My fork! Fork, fork, fork! Hoo! He hops up and down excitedly, waving the fork back and forth in an elaborate pattern above his head, as if he were performing some sort of ritual. Now I can go home! Farewell, ho-ho! Farewell, Nestor. Nestor turns to leave. Then, as if struck with some afterthought, he turns back around and hands you a scrap of something soft and rubbery. The severed ear. Upon closer examination, you notice that there is an earring still dangling from it. Pocket the earring and discard the piece of rotting flesh.
Updated my journal.
That's the kind of reward you get in this game. So, we got some earrings. One ear's earring. These are for thieves. Makes their thieving better. The things we got from Mebeth give me additional first level mage spell slots, which is why I have so many, and gives me armor class. The armor class items stack in this game as they wouldn't in most things. So that earring, incidentally, the reason why I can't open is I forgot to look at a particular zombie in the mortuary. So we'll get back to that at some point. Yeah. So now we can go talk to Arlo and claim our reward. So, Nestor's gone home, eh? Maybe the old sod wasn't so barmy after all. He gives you a hearty slap on the back. Now, maybe we can all get some rest around here. Feel free to set up Kip here anytime, Cutter.
Updated my journal.
So we got a free place to rest. That's good. Now let's go get Porphyron's... Oh wait, let's go talk to this jerk. Your first impression of Mar is that he needs a long bath, preferably away from any creature that has a sense of smell. You can almost see the stench waft from his body in sinister yellow tendrils. He motions towards you frantically in an effort to get you to come over and talk to him. Let's approach him and hear what he has to say. A look of excitement crosses his face as you approach. Thank ye for stopping. My name is Mar, and I've a favor to ask of ye. I'm listening. 'Tis a matter of life and death. I must deliver this here box, or it be my head for sure. 'Tis me bad luck that I twisted me leg something fierce, so will you help me out and deliver this here box for me? Sure, I'll deliver the box for you. Mar slowly takes out a small box from the recesses of his ragged clothing. For the briefest of moments, you see a look of regret cross his face. Then it is gone, as he looks at you and hands you the box. A slight shimmer surrounds the box as both you and Mar touch it. A sigh of relief is heard as Mar releases the box into your care. What now? This be needing to be delivered to Quatra. He can usually be found somewhere in the southeastern section of the hive. Oh, and lest you try to say I didn't warn ye, whatever happens, do not open the box. And don't leave the hive with the box. Now, be off with ye. Alright, I'll be back when I deliver the box. Farewell.
Updated my journal.
And then Mar runs away going, hee hee hee. So, I think we've been hoodwinked. I mean, I know we've been hoodwinked. Alright, let's go. This is not where I want to be.
Done. Done.
Did I ever talk to Adabus?
Come on, Cutter, what are you afraid of? My girls will make you feel like a man.
Okay, yeah, we already learned. I was just trying to remember if we got the XP from learning how to speak with Adabus. Okay, this is the market area. This is where Porphyron is.
All right.
We want to go to
I'm gone.
the Smoldering Corpse area. Once you get out of the first act and out of the hive for the first time, when you travel between areas, you can choose more directly which you want to go to. You can't do that at this point yet, so it's a little bit cumbersome, but that eventually stops. Okay, these are the guys we're looking for. Hive thugs. This heavy-set thug is swathed in rags, dyed red and black. He looks like he is made almost purely of muscle. He glowers at you as you approach. Greetings. And how can I help you then, Governor? This man's face breaks into a sneer. Looks to me you needs a healer. You the ones who robbed a monk in the hive? Took his prayer bead necklace? Some sod with lines scrawled over his face, claimed he could have put us all in the dead book, yet he lets us bob him blind. The man gives a slow, toothless smile. Never even heard of such a sod, I haven't. Lie. That is interesting. The rest of his order is looking for you. The brothers of Eret Agi seem to know you quite well. Eh? The man's sneer fades. What are you on about? What brothers? Sod was alone, he was. Lie. He's a member of a religious order, you fool. That necklace you stole is their most holy relic. If it isn't returned, the rest of his order will come looking for you, and they don't have any reservation about killing thieves. The man's eyes widen. Now, we was just keeping the relic for him. He reaches into the fold of his robe and pulls forth the necklace, which he hands carefully to you. Here it is. No harm done, eh? Lie. I hope this is enough to call off the rest of his order. Perhaps a donation to their cause is in order. It might help smooth things over and ward off any curses that might come your way.
Updated my journal.
Curses? The man makes a semicircle over his heart. Well, now, wouldn't want any of that. He reaches into his purse at his belt and hands over several copper coins. Take it with me blessing, Governor. I tell him no harm was meant. Your donation is appreciated. Farewell. Experience for hoodwinking the idiot. We can go right here. This is Quattra's warehouse, and we need to deliver the box to him. So we might as well do that. Stand still so I can talk to you. You again? I told you not to bother me. I was told to deliver this box to you. Well, why didn't you say so in the first place? Let's see what you got for me. I'm sure it'll need to be inventoried. Mar told me to give this to you. As you hold the box out for him to take, Quattra's expression turns from one of interest to that of intense horror. No, please, get it away from me. I don't understand. Why are you afraid of this box? I said, get back. Death. Evil. Had to dupe Mar. Couldn't take it anymore. Please. Take Nebraskan. Lives southwest hive. Me? No. Apparently the sight of the box is just too much for him, and he runs screaming from the building. Wait. What am I supposed to do with...
Updated my journal.
So people don't like this box. And we've been told to take it to yet a different person. I don't want to bother with you thugs. So now we can go talk to Porphyron.
I'm gone. I'm gone.
God, I always forget which section he's in. Here's the next one. Alright, let's go.
Die.
Rock sings true.
Don't run away from me. You started this fight.
Did you see that?
No, that was pretty easy. Inventory's full. We should eventually find a place to try and sell some stuff. Really, we won't be able to sell most of this until we get a little bit farther.
All right.
So for the time being, we just have to carry it. Where are you? There you are. You see Porphyron. He is still standing grimly on the street, paying no heed to the passers-by. The web of lines on his face are staggered into a series of right angles. Greetings, Porphyron. As you speak, the angles on Porphyron's face relax into a series of strange curves. This one would ask, do you have the neck rope of beads that was stolen? I think so. Is this it?
Updated my journal.
This one sees what you hold. Those are the beads once missing. He takes them from you. You notice his hands have the same tracery of lines upon them as his face. This one has a question. How did you get the beads from the three? I convinced them that it was in their best interest to return the necklace. This one would know. One who fights with words carries a name in the order of Eret Agi. Porphyron's face breaks into angles. Those ones are called diplomats. It is a path without discipline and without honor. If you were a true warrior, you would learn to use every weapon at your disposal. This one bestows apologies. This one meant no offense. The angle on Porphyron's face sharpen acutely, and then slowly curve into ripples. This one bestows several welcome thanks for your service. Yes? You're welcome, I think. I have a question for you, though. If you cannot enter combat, how did you get your warrior training? This one clarifies. The Eret Agi may train with one when there is no anger between them. I see. Could you teach me how to use those weapons? This one could instruct you, yes, but this one warns you. With knowledge of violence comes temptation to use it. I sure hope so. This one speaks. Is it your will to leave behind your previous profession? The path of the warrior cannot be walked with an unfocused mind. So it's not actually a problem to switch back and forth professions as long as you don't actually start gaining experience and use levels with it. And you can just talk to Dakon to get yourself back on the path of a mage, so I'm not worried about it. Yes, I wish to abandon the mage's art and take up weapons. This one has heard you. You are ready to walk the path. This one bids you listen. You now follow the path of the warrior. Do you wish to learn more of its ways? Yes. This one will instruct you. The lines on his face fold into triangles. These things comprise the angles of your training. Focus, experience, proficiency. I don't understand. Can you explain?
Updated my journal.
This one will speak of focus first. For teaching to take root, you must have focus. You must be committed to the path of the warrior. The warrior is your profession, no other. Understood. I can only be the fighter class if I want to learn about weapons. What's the next angle of training?
Updated my journal.
This one will speak of experience second. True knowledge of combat comes only with experience. There is limit to how much weapon instruction one may absorb. When you reach new level in the art of warrior, it may be you are ready for new instruction. Understood. There is a limit to how much I can learn at first, but this limit may increase when I reach a new level. What's the next angle of training? This one would speak of proficiency third. There is only so much one may learn about any weapon. This one would add. There is only so much that this one can teach. Knowledge of the weapon comes at 3 levels: the ignorant, the proficient, and the specialized. There are levels between each of these in which the student has surpassed previous learning, but has not yet truly reached the plateau of the next skill. What are these levels? This is the level of the ignorant. When one does not know the weapon they use, the attack is clumsy, the damage much less than its potential. That sounds like me when I awoke on the mortuary slab. Go on. What is the next level? That of the proficient. The level of the proficient is this. When one has learned a weapon, he is said to be proficient in its use. His attacks are no longer clumsy, they come swift and surely. And the level of the specialist?
Updated my journal.
The level of the specialist is this. When one goes beyond proficiency, he becomes specialized in the use of a weapon. The weapon is no longer tool, but extension of will. All right, I understand. What can you teach me of weapons? This one was trained in the hand, the blade, the stave, the hatchet, and the smiter. Of which would you know? So I think that the proficiency, the points that you learn in your warrior class still do affect you, your ability to use weapons in other classes. I'm not sure, but, you know, it's worth a try nonetheless. So I will do the things that I might use as a mage. So we're going to go with daggers first. I wish to know about daggers. One who would use the dagger. It strikes swiftly. The damage it does is the slash of a claw or the piercing like a needle. The damage is determined by the type of dagger. Do you wish to use a portion of your talent to attain the level of proficient with this weapon? Yes. I would learn to use this weapon.
Updated my journal.
This one will instruct you. First, stand like so. This one compliments you. The knowledge comes to you swiftly. You take instruction well. Thank you. I would learn other weapons if you would teach me. Let's do fist. One who would use the fist. It strikes swiftly. The damage it does crushes the bones of an opponent. There will be weapons you may find. Heavy gauntlets, punch daggers, or even the cestus. These do crushing, piercing, or slashing damage. Your knowledge is limited. Do you wish to use a portion of your talent to attain the level of proficient with this weapon? Sure.
Updated my
This one will
journal.
instruct you. Blah, blah, blah.
Updated my journal.
This one can teach you no more. Do you know you have already achieved the level of the proficient in the use of such weapon? This one can only instruct you in a final lesson. Find a master to learn more, if indeed it is possible for you to learn more. Remain devoted to the path of the warrior, and it shall not be long before you reach the limits of your knowledge. Alright, so now we're going to talk to Dakon and get ourselves back as a mage.
What is your will?
And now we're back as a mage. Okay, we're going to leave that here for now. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. We're going to continue and try and get some XP. We've got a long way to go to the next level, but, you know, that's just the way it is. So if you did like this, hit a thumbs up on the video. If you want to see more of Planescape Torment or any of the other things that I do, please subscribe to my channel. If you're not going to do either of those things, then I don't care what you do.